What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. We have a ton of very important information to go over in the market today. Palantir had an amazing day ahead of their demo day tomorrow. Also, we have a huge day tomorrow with bank stocks. They're reporting earnings. We're also going to be talking about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine and how that affected airline stocks. And we also have Powell speaking very briefly tomorrow, which will cover that. And then we also have the Coinbase IPO tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a very important day. In today's video, we're going to go over the best plays for tomorrow and all of the important news. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. We post brand new videos every single day. But with that being said, Tom, what happened in the market today?
Yeah, this morning, Johnson & Johnson's vaccine actually caused some problems in 6 women, and they've developed some rare blood clotting disorders, according to CNBC. And this actually hurt their stock as well as a lot of the airline stocks like UAL and DAL. And early on in the morning, both of these airlines just dipped, and we can see that DAL was at around 49, and then they dipped all the way to 47. And we do have earnings in a couple of days with Delta Airlines, so we'll have to see how that goes. But overall, this hurt them, and it hurt Johnson & Johnson. And I also think that with these women getting these blood clotting disorders, I think that that's going to put a lot of pressure on these vaccines, especially Pfizer and Moderna now. If anything bad starts coming out with them, people might just start totally stop taking the vaccines, which could hinder the reopening of the economy.
Yeah, so it's definitely not good to see. Johnson & Johnson and airlines did fall, like you said. Johnson & Johnson does have support right around 155 and then right around like 152, you could say. So definitely be on the watch for that. But I know a lot of people have their eyes on Palantir. So this stock is up around 9% today. It's right before their demo day, which has a lot of hype around it. Tom, fill us in here. What level should we be watching? And also, what is this demo day about?
Yeah, this is amazing. Palantir's been breaking really good today above that $24 level. And if we go intraday to the 1-minute chart, we can see it actually played off of that pretty well. It broke above it towards the middle of the day and then just had confirmation, just touched it, and then just flew up all the way to 25.66 to end the day ahead of their double click demo day tomorrow. And this will actually show their potential partners around the world the capabilities of its Foundry software platform and how it can work across multiple different industries. And the Foundry platform is what Palantir offers to its consumer facing partners, which is a side of its business that it has been trying to strengthen ever since becoming a publicly traded company. And that's going to be a pretty significant thing because they've been trying to strengthen this ever since IPOing. And I think that Palantir has been amazing off that $20 support and now moving above the 24 resistance. It just looks like a fantastic setup. There's a bunch of volume going in. And I think a lot of people are going to be watching this. And Mike, I know that you've been recommending it for cash secured puts for a long time, ever since it touched $20 a share, and it would have been a great time to do that.
Absolutely. I think it looks pretty solid right now too. It has a lot of momentum going into tomorrow. Just be careful with like demo days and things like that. I know that people love to hype them up, and Palantir can definitely continue up tomorrow. But, remember to always have stop losses in place and make sure to always manage your risk. But going into tomorrow, Palantir is going to be one of my top stocks. Looks like it has a lot of potential and a lot of momentum. So definitely keep your eyes on it. And then what other news happened today?
Yeah, it actually came out today that Biden may actually not tax gasoline in his new infrastructure plan. And that's an interesting thing to see, but reporters are just asking him a whole bunch of questions about whether or not about what they're going to tax in that infrastructure bill, because they said that they're not going to raise the corporate taxes quite as high as they wanted. So people are kind of figuring out where the rest of the money is going to come from, and they're just kind of questioning it right now. And it's a good thing to see that there's not going to be an extra type of gas tax going forward. And that did kind of help oil pop today, but at the same time, it didn't move the markets too much. It's just good to see that's not going to come out. And also for the future, watch for more things, because as they start saying different types of taxes and stuff, that could affect the markets as well.
Very interesting. And then also, let's not forget about the Coinbase IPO tomorrow. So that's going to be under the ticker symbol Coin, or COIN. Definitely be on the lookout for that. Bitcoin has been doing amazing. And we also have Powell speaking tomorrow, but it's not like an FOMC press conference or anything like that. He's doing an interview at the Economic Club of Washington. So it's not a major event, but he is speaking. Honestly, there probably won't be any major effects from this, but I thought I'd bring it up. And then, Tom, I know that we have a huge day for earnings tomorrow, especially with bank stocks. What stocks?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch actually. JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, and Goldman Sachs are the big three I'm going to be watching before market open. And BBBY is even reporting, and that's been a pretty hype stock lately as well.
Very interesting. So definitely keep your eyes on those bank stock earnings are normally we'll get a good amount of like economic numbers. You can say economic data from those, but I'll definitely have my eyes on them because bank stocks have been doing extremely well over the past 6 months. You can say, and I'm just very excited to see how they do. But with that being said, let's get right into our momentum plays and our member of the day. Today's member of the day is Wreck-It Chris. So huge shout out to Chris. You're a great member of the community and you're always asking great questions. So just thank you for everything you do and huge shout out to you. But with that being said, let's get right into the momentum plays for tomorrow. And with the first one, we have ZM or Zoom. This one also had an amazing day, up around 7% today. What levels should we be watching?
Yeah, just make this one actually break above 344.
All right, and then with the next one, we have Palantir, which we already talked about, but, obviously, Tom, what level should we be watching? There's a ton of momentum.
Yeah, 2566 here.
All right, and with the last one, we actually have Tesla. So Tesla had an amazing day today, up around 9%.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday being above $700, how it might run. And man, I didn't expect it to run 60 points, but make it break above 764.
Sounds great. So we're eyeing these three stocks for potential day trades tomorrow, only if they can break above the levels Tom listed. But now let's get right into the $6 million trade for this Friday. We are looking at the Riot 60 strike calls that expired this Friday, April 16th. So if we look at Riot, had a pretty good day today, up around 15%. So it actually had an amazing day today. But yeah, it looks really good. The 60 strike calls are less than $1 out of the money. Bitcoin's doing pretty well. I really like the setup.
Yeah, I really like the setup as well, especially with Coinbase IPOing. I think that that might even make some of these other stocks go even higher because Coinbase IPOing is showing that Wall Street is kind of taking a liking to some of these companies. And we're seeing Riot, Mara, now we have Coinbase on here. And I think that there's going to be a lot more of these IPOs coming out in the future. And I think that that's going to help Bitcoin and just the overall crypto market obviously go up because there's going to be a lot more eyes on that sector now.
All right, well, let's get right into our questions from the previous episode. The first question is from Piper saying, what do you guys think about Palantir for the next few weeks? So if we take a look at Palantir, we talked about it a lot in today's video already, but they do have that demo day tomorrow. I really like it for the long term right now, and even for a short term momentum play, it looks pretty good, but obviously don't just blindly buy into it. Obviously, you want to make sure it breaks out or, follow your trading strategy, but I think it looks pretty good tomorrow, or looks pretty good right now, I should say. Just be careful with the hype around demo days. Like I said earlier in today's episode, I remember initially when I think of demo days, I think of Tesla's battery day, which was kind of a huge flop. And a lot of people got burned from that because they were speculating on, way out of the money calls, and it wasn't good to say the least. So Palantir, I like the setup. Their options are well priced, and I think it has a lot of potential.
Yeah, and sometimes it just doesn't live up to the hype, and that's just the way it goes. So you just have to be careful. It is a gamble kind of getting calls before this demo day tomorrow, but given what Palantir does and how it's hitting support, it might have been a good play.
All right, with the next one, we have C asking about the IDEX setup for the short term. So IDEX, Tom, it looks pretty good over the past couple months. Went from lows of about 37 cents to highs of $5.53. We don't trade penny stocks, so obviously we don't love this setup. It looks okay though. It's coming down to that support right around 250. As long as it could hold that, I think it looks good. But if it falls below that, it'll get pretty dangerous.
Yeah, for sure. I think it could get pretty dangerous as well. It's starting to also dip below the 100 SMA, and it looks like it might start actually going below that level. So we'll just have to see what happens. But if we see it start to kind of gap back up here above 350, then it'll be pretty awesome.
All right, with the next question, we have LeBron for the win 27 saying, "Hey, Mike and Tom, love the videos. Can you take a look at ARKK? It seems like no one has been talking about the ARK ETFs recently. Do you think it will continue the downtrend? I've got some out of the money calls that just keep getting hammered. Let me know what you think." So, with the way Tesla's moving, ARK will definitely do very well. ARKK had a pretty good day today, up around 4%, and that's mainly because of Tesla. If Tesla keeps moving the way it is, ARK will do extremely well. So with that being said, I think it is looking pretty good right now. I don't love the setup. The ARK ETF has resistance right around 130, but it's kind of like a different setup because it's just a combination of a bunch of different stocks. So I think it looks pretty good. I don't love the setup, but really just watch Tesla. They have a lot of money invested in Tesla, and especially in other tech companies. So just watch the way some of the biggest tech companies move. If we look at some of these tech companies in the Nasdaq, they got pretty overextended over the past 2 weeks. So just be on the lookout for that. But Tesla's doing pretty well, and it'll definitely help ARK out.
Yeah, and I really like ARK for the long term personally. I think ARKK is one of the better ETFs out there that you can buy and hold, especially on that dip that it had recently where it came all the way down to around 105 and hit off of it almost two times. And that would have been an awesome time to get in down there around 110 to 113. But I think even right now at 127, it's not a terrible buy. But just keep in mind that some of these stocks are pretty high. And if the market pulls back, ARKK is going to pull back pretty hard. But I really like the stocks that they hold and think that as those stocks kind of go back up and hit new highs, then I think that ARKK will kind of hover back around 160 as well.
Sounds good. With the next question, we have Tyler saying, "Hey guys, can you see if Tesla is going to keep going or go sideways tomorrow? I thought the run was done today and took my profit from the 810 strike calls for this week. I have to wait for tomorrow since I don't have any day trades until tomorrow. I got into PayPal after it took off again." So Tesla's looking amazing right now. They're definitely running a lot. Their next major resistance is right around 800. But if we take a look at PayPal, they're doing pretty good too. They're also approaching a pretty strong resistance right around 280.
Yeah, PayPal's actually been great. It's had like 7 green days in a row. It's just really killing it right now. They're actually right at that resistance there around 280. So definitely watch out on that one.
All right, and with the next question, we have Alice saying, "Thoughts on BLNK calls?" So I'm not a huge fan of this one, to be honest. I think cash secured puts would be a lot safer. And just the way they're moving, like they're right at that $40 support, but they're kind of downtrending. Their next support's around 35 and then 30. So to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of this one.
Yeah, I'm not either. It looks like it's just in a pretty bearish setup right now. If it breaks below the 100 SMA, I would consider it to be even more bearish. And it does have resistance here around $40 or a support, I should say. So hopefully it can hold that. But if it doesn't, I would be pretty wary.
All right, with the next question, we have TV saying, "Also, can you check out WFC and TSM for a swing?" So, one, I would say just I would never play WFC right now because they're reporting earnings very soon, so it would just be a no play in my book. But if we look at TSM, they're actually also reporting earnings too, so I wouldn't play either of them. Tom, do you have any thoughts on either of them, like maybe for a pre-earnings run up or run down or anything?
Yeah, I mean, TSM might do pretty well with there being a chip shortage right now. That actually might help them in the shorter term, but in the longer term, it looks like they are kind of overextended. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did start to go down. And I personally wouldn't play it either because it's earnings. But I will say that there is a pretty good support on TSM around 120, and we are bouncing off of it right now.
All right, well, Tom, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or any insight for the market for tomorrow?
I think everyone's really just going to have their eyes on Palantir tomorrow. It seems like that's going to be the stock to watch. I'm definitely going to be watching that, as well as the Coinbase IPO. I think that's going to be huge for the crypto market going forward. And I think that's going to be one of the biggest IPOs this year, like the analysts have been saying. So definitely watch the Coinbase IPO and Palantir.
Yeah, we have a very exciting day tomorrow. Also, don't forget about those bank earnings. If you want to trade with Tom and I every single day, day trades, swing trades, and access to our bots, you can click the first link in the description down below for about $40 off. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our new channel, Stocked Up Live. It's also in the description down below. Our goal is to start streaming by the end of this week. So definitely don't forget to subscribe there. And if you have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. But other than that, thanks for watching.